Shalom. Kahalayim La, Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai by Hashem, Harakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that taught us this truth. Double salutation to the hopeful elect, the 144,000 and the 1/3 of men, women, and children that's going to be saved in the times of Jacob's trouble, in the times of Yahweh Shai Hamashiach making his second return to redeem the elect of the nation of Israel. To you I say shalom, peace, love, and blessings around the four corners of the earth. And I want to get into a quick little article, and I'm going to read right here up top. The title, it says, German to impose sweeping curbs on unvaccinated, all right? The unvaccinated, okay? That's what they're pushing. And I'm going to click this art. Matter of fact, before I click into the article, I want to get this precept. Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 3. I'm going to go straight to the point. Because in verse 1 and 2, it letting it be known that we are those prophets that the Lord has sent out to warn his people, man, to make it plain upon the tables, and run that whoever read and find out and learn this truth, you run and you tell it and you warn the people pursuant to Ezekiel, the 33rd chapter, and also the 3rd chapter, man. All right, we have to warn the people of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man. He said, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. Because these prophecies is surely not tarrying anymore, man, because we're seeing more and more of this so-called new trend. All right, you can't forget about what's going to happen on January 4th, man. The deadline of that those mandates, man. And we can't forget about that. And we have to always be occupied into prophecies, because that is our reasonable service, man. Us being the hopeful elect, us being the men of the Lord, we're watching. We're praying, man. As the scriptures say, watch as pray, man. And these times are getting more and more difficult. These times are getting more and more serious. But 2/3 of Jake, man, praying that I'm not of that number, man. Praying that my loved ones, that's in the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, they're not of it. And whoever the Lord ordained to be saved in those times, man, hey, peace, love, and blessing unto you and your whole family, because shit is really about to get real. And sooner or later, this will come to America, Babylon the Great, imposing these lockdowns. And it's crazy because they already talked about it over here. They done passed certain legislations and so on and so forth in this land, but they're still waiting, man, because ultimately Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is in control, and he's saving the best for last. I'm going to go straight to the article. It says Germany's caretaker government will impose harsh curbs. And I want to look at that word curbs. It says restrain or keep in check, because that's what they're trying to do to the Germans over there. That's going on in Germany on unvaccinated citizens. It is an attempt to rein in soaring CV-19 infections and causes substyle pressure on hospitals as fears grow above the Omicron variant. On Thursday, Germany's regional premiers agreed with outgoing Chancellor Angela Merkel to introduce harsh restrictions on those unvaccinated or unvaccinated against CV-19. Merkel had called over the heads of Germany's 16 federal states to decide on new nationwide restrictions on Thursday. And I believe this article is today, because like I said, I gotten this report today, man. You know, so lucky for me getting the days mixed up too. Throughout the pandemic, state leaders have been largely free to decide their own C measures. I'm gonna just use that. And this is another article. It says EU chief time to think about mandatory Vanessa or Maxinations. And man, hey man, that's really going into Salakia. That's that prelude, man. That's not the MOTB, because during the times on the MOTB, because you got to think about it, they're doing this right now. They're strategically doing this so they can prep the people for that. Because when all hell break loose, when the economy collapses, because that's when they're going to implement that MOTB, Revelation 13 to 16. When all hell breaks loose, man. When all hope is lost, man. Okay? No jobs. Economy's through. World War III done broke out. All that has to happen. Jacob's trouble. Okay? Because during that time, that's why it's also called the hour of temptation. Because during those times, like the scriptures say, roughly paraphrasing, will there be faith found in the earth? And the answer is yes, man. The hopeful elect is going to have faith through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah, man. Because the hopeful elect is striving unto the truth, unto death. We understand if we take that damn mark or anything contrary against Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah, he would destroy us utterly, man. So with that being said, we fear. But for the rest of you people that don't know, don't understand, and don't fear, you're the ones that's going to be caught up out there like that, man. Really honest and truthfully. Continuing on. It says, under new restrictions, unvaccinated individuals will be banned from restaurants, theaters, and non-essential stores. And see, they still got their little so-called they're just taking away some of their freedoms. Okay? With that MOTB, man, it's gonna be real fucking serious out here, man. To the point the ones you really thought were your true friends are going to be your true natural enemies in those days, man. And that's in 2nd Ezra, I believe the 15th or in the 16th chapter. All right. How these people are going to be fighting each other, man. These people that once had that neighbor state of mind. Oh, I got to love my neighbor. I got to take care of my neighbor. I got to do this and do that for my neighbor. All that's going to be out the window when all hell breaks loose. When Jacob's trouble is really full throttle out here. Okay. And when that MOTB is being implemented, because a lot of people are going to refuse that. But the ones that refuse it, you already know the Lord's going to destroy them. Nightclubs are also to be closed in areas where infections are high, while large-scale events will see the number of spectators reduced. Only 50 vaccinated and recovered people are allowed to meet indoors. Up to 200 people can meet outside. Markel spoke on an act of natural solidarity that it is now needed to reduce infections. All right. And I'm gonna keep reading. The counselor said that mandatory vaccination could be enforced from February. She added that such a measure would require the agreement of Bundestag and an appropriate legal framework. Speaking on Thursday, outgoing health minister Jen Span told ZDF television that the plans were essentially a lockdown for the unvaccinated. You hear that? The unvaccinated. So clearly they really want to put a stronghold on you people, man. For the ones that's not vaccinated, man. The ones that's not jabbed up. Basically, Edom trying to play God. Thinking, okay, if you're not going to apply by my rules, if you're not going to apply by me, and Edom, being the so-called white man, he always had that MO. Unless you people forgotten the real nature of the so-called white man. All right. You forgotten, and it's crazy because this year Thanksgiving, I ain't gonna lie, I've been seeing a lot of Hey, shame, as the scriptures say, shameful spewing, man, this year. And that's all spiritual because this is the end, man. This is the last days. The end of Esau rulership. 2nd Ezra 6 and 9, man. All right. All this is ultimately biblical prophecy. Okay. And with these lockdowns, they just trying to further oppress the people and further control the people, man. Because, hey, by them doing that, eventually people are going to cave in and they're going to give up and give in and take that damn, man. Or that wop. The more than 12 million adults who aren't included is what is creating a challenge for the health system, he added. Germany has reignited its Maxination campaign aimed soaring cases number. However, only 68% of the population are fully included against the virus, below the average for Western Europe. According to Robert Crouch, Institution of Infectious Disease, Germany resigned 73,209 new CV-19 infections and 388 deaths on Wednesday. Neighboring Australia had been completely locked down for 3 weeks. You hear that? And basically they follow in pursuit with that, the new trend. As brothers are pushing that vibration out, because that is the new trend. They want everybody to be on this wave as to get the Maxine, man. And it's crazy because it was one video I was watching. I was watching a video. I forgot what it was. And it showed two Jakes, basically, two brothers on how, and he was just telling him how important it is to him, to the other brother, that he needs to get that jab, man, so he can basically be with him, be with him as a family, so on and so forth. Basically trying to attack us being as a family and being structural, because at the end of the day, that's us as a people, but at the same time, we're cursed. Continuing on, say a 10-day lockdown from November 22nd has been extended for a further 10 days now and lasting until December 11th. The country had previously only locked down the unvaccinated. All right. And that's what's going on in Australia. They got it locked down over there, but to the point they're going to follow it. They're going to, like I said, the new trend, they're going to try to just attack the unvaccinated, man. They're going to try to attack them because it's just a simple fact. They're the one that are not complying with their so-called agenda, man. All right. Which this is a prelude to what's is going and basically the future of what's going to happen. Salakia. What's going to happen in future prophecies, man. This is just the introduction of things. And I'm gonna finish off the last little article, the last little part of it. Chancellor Alexander Skallenberg apologized to Venest citizens for the tough restrictions. Australia will mandate CV-19 vaccines from February 1st, becoming the first country in Europe to introduce such a measure. All right. Australia, man, the first country to introduce that measure. And by February 4th, and that's how you know they're being straights, because they've been, like I said, they got the deadline over here in America for the 4th of January. But over there in Europe, they have the 1st. But before that, it was sometime in December time, if I'm not mistaken. Like I said, was doing, like, for the past month or two, they was implementing these lockdowns, making it more harder for the average citizen that's in their country, man. Okay. And like I said, and that ultimately led it's already led, and it's going to continue to lead on to sedition amongst men. And matter of fact, before that, I want to get Second Thessalonians, I think 3, no 2. Salakia, 1 Thessalonians 5:3. But when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. Because the reason I read that scripture, because going back to about I think back in 2020 or 2019 when this thing first came abroad, okay, a lot of people before it came abroad, a lot of people was already planning on their folly, speaking vain things and seeing vain visions on as to where they're going to be in the next 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 60 years, so on and so forth, man. And then this pandemic, all right, had came along in the picture, all right, and it put a chokehold on America, freezing America, because when it first hit, it messed up a lot of economies, all right, a lot of small businesses, so on and so forth. Restrictions, lockdown started to be implemented. Okay. And it's only going to intensify, man. All right. That's why I say, let me see. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them. Because they think, oh, they're in good case because now these restrictions are on the unvanessed. All right. But it ultimately it's affecting you too as well, because hey, it's probably not even a lot of people that got the jab, that jab, man. So it's more of them that don't have it that do have it. So eventually the more of them that don't have it is going to affect the ones that do have it. And that's why they have that division amongst the unmaxed and the maxed, man. The maxed up and the unmaxed up, man. All right. And they still got that division until this day. And that was ultimately orchestrated by these elites. All right. Let me get on 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and verse 16. I'm going to start at 14. Woe unto the world and them that dwell therein. All right. Woe unto the world and woe to you that dwell therein, trusting in this world, trusting in this system, trusting in every goddamn thing this devil wants you to do, everything this devil say, you trust in that. Okay. Continuing on. For the sword, verse 15, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. All right. And ultimately, you're going to have that in the near future. You're going to have people invading each other's houses sooner or later, neighbors fighting neighbors. And you're going to have the people uprising against the governments, where it's going to say in verse 16, for there shall be sedition means uprising, a revolt, among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, their leaders, all right, their politicians, their governments, their governors, their president, even their presidents, man. They're not going to regard. Nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Verse 17, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able to. You hear that? Shall be desired to go into a city and not be able to. That sounds like a lockdown, man. All right. The beginning of the lockdown is this so-called damn, lost my train of thought. The restrictions due to CV-19, man. These lockdowns due to CV-19. Okay. But in the near future, it's going to be, and matter of fact, I'm going to read it further on. Verse 18, this is a near future prophecy. Like the scriptures say, this is only the beginning of sorrows, man. For because their pride, the city shall be troubled, and is already being troubled. The houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Verse 19, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. So if these people, like I say, they're locking down certain citizens and this and that, the third, due to a virus, sooner or later you're going to have people revolt. You already have protesters around the world, uprisers, all in Europe. They're intensifying these lockdowns, so on and so forth. How much more when all hell break loose? There's no laws in society. Hell, your local policeman, your local fireman, ambulance, okay? They're the ones that are going to also be struggling, trying to keep their family alive, man. Okay? That's the times that we are about to enter into. Jacob's trouble. The times they have never seen before, man. There was no time like unto the times that are about to come to pass in the near, very much future. That's why it's important to watch these prophecies, man. Because it's always the domino effect, man. The domino effect. Because once you hit that one, all of them is going to come into play, man. All of them is going to come into tuition, as the scriptures say. All right. And I want to close out, like I said, because it's going to get way worse. These lockdowns, I'm just reading that because this is the new trend, man. This is the new trend of the world because of these different variants that's coming out. And that's another thing I just want to say, man. With these damn variants, man, these shit's dropping out like fucking J's out here, bro. And I'm being real serious because it's crazy because this happened. This variant came along right after Thanksgiving so-called holiday. Y'all do the math on that, man. Just so happened. No people want to travel. And it's already been numerous articles how people said they was going to travel regardless. Forget cold, CV-19. And it's not going to stop me from living my life, blah. But now Esau being the devil that he is, Revelation 12:12, he gonna do what it do, man. Cause at the end of the day, he just like to feel empowered. It's just that's what it is, man. Revelation chapter 13, I'm gonna go straight to the point. Verse 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Verse 17. And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Verse 18. Here is wisdom. Let him that have understanding count his number and the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. 666, man. The 3 6s, man. And it is a man. That man being Esau Edom, the counter, the physical counter partner of Satan, man. All right. And he's going to call, and I want to read verse 17 again. And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. And with these mandates, with the Vanessa, you still can operate in this society, man. Whether people believe it or not, there's jobs out there that's not as strict as other jobs. So that's how you know that's how you cannot put the mark of the MOTB corresponding with the CV-19, man, saying that is the mark. That's the way they're going to implement that mark through that. That's not the case, because ultimately it's going to be life or death situation. And whether you take that mark, and matter of fact, let me read up. Verse 15, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, and the image of the beast should both speak and cause them as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. That's right, man. That's going to enter in the times of Jacob's trouble, man. When all hell breaks loose, man. All shit hitting the fans. Okay, that MOTB is going to be implemented, and if you don't take it, you're going to be put to death. You're going to be beheaded. All right, and even if they say due to this CV-19, man, and you don't do what is apprehended of you, you can be held in a quarantine camp, not a concentration, a quarantine camp. Okay, so on and so forth, man. Hey, man, these devils. That was all I have to say before I rant anymore. These devils are in straits, man. This is basically a updating into prophecies. Okay. Till next time, I want to close out by saying Kahalayim La, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Harakakadas. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that taught us this truth. Salutation, double salutation to the hopeful elect, the 144,000, the 1/3 of men, women, and children that's going to be saved in the last days when Yahweh Shai Hamashiach make his second return, okay, to destroy this place, man. Until then, I say shalom, man. Peace, love, blessings, salutations, man. Till next time.